What's good, everybody? Welcome to another night, another edition of some night talk. We're gonna go ahead and get into a couple little things we need to talk about. Hold on. I just had some type of update here on Twitch. Let's see. Of course, they would send this to me right when I go live. So let's see. There's something wrong with this title, I guess. I'll just do that and then have to go back and fix it later. All right. Anyway, John Blaze, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you, as always, for coming through. Stony Rock, what's up? What's up? So, unfortunately, I got to do another night edition because we got another shooting, officer-involved shooting of an unarmed man in Minnesota. And of course, it's already some views being put out there to formulate and manipulate the weak-minded so that they don't care, such as it's no problem with not identifying this grown police officer and her name and her background. They won't release that, but they're trying to say that this 20-year-old, not even old enough to buy alcohol, could possibly be a gang member, and all he could possibly, he had a warrant, and they trying to shape it up as if this person is a menace and, deserved what they got. They shouldn't have resisted arrest. And it was a accidental shooting. So it was an accident. It was an accident. As if a trained police officer doesn't know the difference between a gun and a taser. You can't tell the weight difference. I mean, one is yellow. She can scream taser, taser, taser 3 times, but didn't have enough sense to look at what was in her hand, though. So she followed procedure and to say all this stuff, but then when it comes down to actually looking at what the hell's in your hand, oops, I didn't realize it till it was too late. Damn. Really? Really? I mean, if you had no idea about guns maybe or tasers and that's your first time ever picking up one in your life and you never knew what the hell you was doing, maybe. But, you can't do that, and you're supposed to be a trained officer, and that's the first thing you do. And then it's oops, I made a mistake. I didn't know. Protect my innocence, protect my identity. But this 20-year-old, we need to let everybody know and shape their minds that this person was dangerous. This person had a warrant. Well, let me tell you something. What the hell? A warrant don't mean a damn thing. I've had a warrant before. You know how you can get a warrant real easy. You get a traffic ticket, seatbelt ticket, speeding ticket, any damn ticket, run a stop sign ticket. If you forget to pay, just like if you forget to pay any other bill, what do? They give you a late fee, right? Well, this judicial system, you forget to pay that $100 ticket, they issue a warrant for your arrest because you didn't pay that $100, and they double the tickets. So if people ain't never had a ticket and they forgot to pay it, they may not understand that that's how easy you can get a warrant. It's not a warrant as if you're a murderer and they got a warrant for your arrest because they searching America's Most Wanted looking for you. No, that's not how it happens. A couple of times I had a warrant because I didn't have no money to pay when I was 18 and young and got a ticket for whatever traffic violation, and I didn't have any money to pay it. They want to put a warrant out for my arrest, put you in jail. Now, thankfully, I was able to get the money before I was arrested and put in jail for a speeding ticket or a traffic violation, whatever it was. I can't remember. That was so long ago, the exact thing, but it was something like that. I never murdered nobody, robbed nobody, did anything to deserve to go to jail. He's 20. People love to say, well, why did he try to run? He's 20. How many people have made dumb decisions when they're 20 years old? That doesn't mean that that's an execution on site, that you deserve the death penalty. It doesn't mean that. Have no idea why this continued to happen. We got somebody upset on Facebook. I don't know why. You upset at me for. I didn't do it. I didn't say. I'm just keeping it real. So, it is shoot to kill and ask questions later. That's true. And you won't get to answer those questions because you'll be dead. Bap, what's up? What's up? I'm gonna go ahead and Stony Rock. A gun is twice the weight of a taser. A taser feels a lot more plasticky than a gun with metal. Although guns do have a lot of plastic nowadays, it is totally different feeling. Totally different feeling. Yeah, I'm glad you got the hell out of there, Max. Hey, Christian, what's good, sis? Hey, and if you all are on Facebook, go ahead and give me the thumbs up on Facebook. We got somebody over here trying to say that the thumbs down on Facebook. So, appreciate all the support everywhere. Make sure you all smash up the likes, smash up the likes. That's my Willie D. Smash up the likes, smash up the likes. It's my Willie D impersonation. Anyway, Carlotta, hey sis, what's up? How you doing? So it is very frustrating. I won't allow it to make me hate, but it does make me upset. And when people like the Officer Tatum get up there and spew their garbage that they spew, and they talking to people who don't really know better, they think that he's right because he has a lot of supporters, or they think that he's right because he has a lot of, thumbs up. Or they love to come on my video where I talk about him and try to say, well, he must be right and I must be wrong because he has more subscribers than me, or whatever the case. That has nothing to do with anything. It has nothing to do with anything. And you like that, Willie D? And, it's just really messed up. There's no way you can confuse a taser for a gun. And, this whole police thing of able to kill and then they get protected, but the victim is the victim to blame. And yeah, he shouldn't have tried to run, but he was 20 and he was making a mistake and he shouldn't have deserved to die for it. He should have gotten whatever additional charges he should have gotten for it. That's what he should have gotten for it. We repeatedly have seen violent offenders with weapons get arrested, but non-violent, they're always a threat. Always a threat. A person of color, non-violent, without any weapons. I was scared. Why does she need to shoot him when he was driving away? He wasn't a threat to her. He wasn't going to do anything. Her life wasn't in danger. And, that's just crazy. He wasn't driving at her. You got one for a ticket someone put in my name. And sometimes people do that. That's true. Sometimes people do that. Yeah. And you're right. He was scared. And so he decided to run. And it turns out he ended up having a good reason to be scared. Now, had he not have ran, would they have done that? Probably not. I don't think so. But not to say because he ran, it's justified. Where is it in the law that if you run, it's shoot on sight? That's not what's said. Where is it said that if you try to avoid being arrested, police have the right to murder you? Skip jury, skip going to getting a lawyer and due process. You die on the spot. And if it's a mistake, oh well, protect me. I'm the grown adult officer. Don't worry about this 20-year-old. So I don't know, man. I think that she did do this on purpose, because if you got enough sense to yell taser, taser, taser 3 times, but you ain't got enough sense to know what the hell you pulled off of your belt, you ain't got enough sense to look at what's in your hand, you ain't got enough sense to know the difference between the weight of a gun and a taser. But the heat of the moment, it wasn't like she was being attacked. It wasn't like he was doing anything to her. But she was so flustered. She could remember to yell taser, taser, taser 3 times, but she couldn't remember nothing else. She was scared of everything else. And so, you know, she popped him. And then when she did, she said, oh, shit. I think I shot him. I shot him. What? Yeah. Oh, shit is right. You trying to cover your ass is what you was trying to do. And yeah, he was scared. And yeah, that was dumb. And yeah, he's 20. He can't even go buy a beer. But we're going to hold him accountable for his decisions, right? But we can't hold a grown adult woman who's been trained as a law enforcement officer accountable for her dumb decision. So we'll hold the 20-year-old accountable for his dumb decision of choosing to run and make a bad choice. But when this officer make a mistake and stuff, oh, well, you know, hey, protect, don't release her name, don't release any of her background. And if she had, you know, problems or maybe prior mistakes. But we going to hold this 20-year-old fully accountable for his mistakes and his actions. I mean, there's the same instance of, you know, it's not the same law applying to everybody. It's the same instance. Hey, I'm gonna do a live call in and let everybody come up if they want to come on up and talk about it. So, you know, we gonna definitely do that. And you know, exactly. You mean to tell me you a cop and you can't tell the difference between a taser and a gun? See, most men will say something about this because a lot more men have experience with holding guns than ladies. So maybe ladies will say they think it's this or that because they don't know the weight difference. They don't know the feel difference. And so maybe they don't exactly get it on how idiotic this sounds. That you couldn't tell the difference between a handgun loaded with bullets versus a plastic ass taser. I mean, that just does not make sense to me. I mean, I'm a gun owner. I support guns. So whoever watching this talking about some leftist crap, shut your ass up. Okay? Ain't no left and it ain't no right. Sometimes people are just people. They agree with certain things and they disagree with certain things and they know better. Okay? And that's what that is. I mean, the weight is 100% different. And if you can yell taser, taser, taser 3 times, but you didn't have enough time to look at what the hell was in your hand, then you got a problem. You need to be held accountable for that too. And at the end, it was no reason to shoot him with a taser or the gun because the police could have just followed him, got on the radio, let other police know what was going on. They would have got backup. They would have cornered him. I mean, it would have been more than likely he wouldn't have died and nobody else would have died. Don't get me wrong. Anybody that run for the police is putting other people in danger, and it's a bad situation. But at the same time, if you're going to hold a 20-year-old accountable for putting themselves in that situation, you have to hold a grown-ass woman police officer accountable for her actions as well. He's 20. He can't even buy alcohol, but we're going to hold him fully accountable. Okay, fine. We're going to hold this grown-ass woman who's went through training, supposedly, fully accountable as well. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we're going to hold him accountable. He shouldn't have run. You're right. She should have known what the hell she was doing, right? She should have known the difference in weight. She should have looked at what the hell she was doing. She should have double-checked before she shot somebody who was not a threat to her, who was not aiming a weapon at her and was actually trying to leave. That's like if I'm a registered gun owner and somebody is running away from my house and I'll shoot them in the back, I will be held accountable for shooting somebody in the back who was not a threat to me. That's excessive force. I would be wrong. I would be shooting somebody that was not, presenting a danger to me. Pharaoh, you gotta look at both sides. If you're gonna hold one accountable, you gotta hold the other one. You hold a 20-year-old person accountable, we're going to hold a grown-ass person accountable. We don't even know her name, but we know his name. We know that he had a warrant. Allegedly, he was possibly involved with gangs, but we can't know nothing about what she possibly could have done or didn't do, right? It's not surprising. It's just surprising that people still want to be upset and have reactions and stuff. So I see, Anthony Stone and Pascal Lee Fat Tan. Y'all want to give the thumbs down on Facebook. But, that's really a reference and a reflection on you, that you feel that way. And so, what are you thumb downing? What you don't disagree with? You saying that he deserved to die is what you're saying. That's what you agree with. Okay. The taser is yellow. The taser is a different color. The taser is yellow. And it's not just black. So that's why I say, I know Danny girl, most ladies don't handle guns, so you all don't know this stuff. It's yellow. And it has a different weight to it. And, everybody that uses a taser has to be tased. They make all the officers get tased so they know what it feels like. And so, it is a difference, Danny girl, though. We are not the cop or the victim in this situation, nor will we put ourselves in that situation. We will comply with cops' orders, so stop tell people it's okay not to comply. Did anybody hear me say it's okay not to comply? You're putting words in my mouth, bro. You know better than that. You can rewind this tape. That's why I'm glad this is on video. You're lying on me now, man. I did not tell anybody it's okay not to comply. And also, I am 43 years old. I'm not a 20-year-old. So the way I was raised, and you're not 43, but you're in your mid-30s. We've talked before. You came on the show before. So what you would do in your mid-30s or 40s and how you was raised, you didn't grow up in Minnesota. You don't know his household. You don't know what he was going through. He's a 20-year-old. Okay, so you can't say what we would do as a cop. I wouldn't pull out a gun and call it a taser. So it doesn't matter what the hell I would do or you would do. If you don't know the difference between a gun and a taser either then, right? That's what you're saying, Pharaoh? You be starting to make me wonder about you sometimes, bro. Sometimes you get it and I don't know. Sometimes you be scaring me, man. Let me catch up with some of these comments, man. Thank you, Bap. I did not say it's not okay to comply. I never said that. Not once. And it's not a Monday morning quarterback in every situation that has nothing to do with us. This stuff is aggravating and to distract. Come on. First of all, I got a kid that's 17 years old. I got a 17-year-old who's 3 years younger than him. Okay, so it's not just nothing to do with us. My son is going to be out in the streets driving too. So this has everything to do with me. Second of all, you have no other choice but to Monday morning quarterback because none of us are right there on the scene. None of us are right there on the scene. And the type of attitude that you're typing is that, well, it didn't happen to me, so it don't matter. Okay, well, if something happens to you or your children, then what? You want everybody to say, oh, well, hey, that's your problem. I can't Monday morning quarterback while Pharaoh got shot. Hey, man, shit, that's on him. I mean, it ain't happened to me. Oh, well, while your mama and your loved ones crying for your ass, I ain't gonna say nothing because I'm gonna say, man, come on, man, y'all distracted me. I got stuff to do, man. Who give a damn if Pharaoh got shot? The Pharaohs died thousands of years ago anyway. What difference do it make if another one is gone? You distracting me. I got better stuff to do. I mean, you sound ridiculous, man. I see why you was saying what you say about Officer Tatum, man. You gotta wake up, bro. You sounded ridiculous, man. You got kids? Your kid's black. I mean, I know you black. We didn't see each other. We didn't talk. What you don't care if somebody do something to your kids, huh? I mean, if you don't stand together, divided, you fall. I mean, look how the Asian community is coming together for what's happened to them. Look how the Jewish community is coming together for what's happened to them in the past. Look how the Hispanic community come together for what's happened to them. But if the black community tries to come together, man, it's distracting. Man, we got better stuff to do. Why you want to talk about? Man, I don't Monday morning quarterback. I mean, you sound ridiculous, bro. Come on, man. That you way off, man. You way off. It ain't an excuse. You say, why do y'all make every excuse in the book for everything the media brings to our attention to react and we fall right for it? What is the reaction? What is the reaction? So is there a such thing in the world as right and wrong? Is there a such thing as police training? Are police supposed to be trained to shoot? Is it judge? Do we live in Mega City 1 with Judge Dredd? I mean, like, what did I miss? What the hell are you talking about, man? You say is being a distraction to you doesn't mean it's a distraction to other people. Folks can focus on more than one thing. You know, I agree to holding him accountable for the crime committed. Exactly. So when he ran, they should have gave him more tickets for running and fleeing and evading police. That's what should have happened. Not you die. That's not how that works. If there is no immediate threat to a person's life, there's no excuse to kill a person. That's the law, essentially. I agree. So when he made that second mistake of trying to run and avoid going to jail, that's a whole nother charge. You know, if he would have been doing a high-speed chase, that's more charges. If he'd have been putting people alive in danger while he's doing it, that's more charges. And you know what? We do have something called prison. You know, that's where people go for when they break the law, right? Prison. So that's what he should be facing. More time in jail. And he would be alive. He would serve his punishment. And he would get out of jail. You'll hold her accountable. So what she's still doing, her job. All right, man. It's time for me to skip you for a little bit, man. You not in your mid-30s. Well, I thought you looked like you was. My bad. How old are you then? That may show a little bit of reason why you feel the way you do, man. You know, I've been on that field. I've been pulled over by the police in my lifetime at least 30 times. At least 30 times. Most of the times between the ages of 16 and 22. At least about 25 times between that time in Chicago. I've had a lot of different stories that I can tell people about what the police did to me and didn't do, and how I responded, and times where I was with friends and they would say stupid stuff and do stuff to make matters worse. But that, everybody doesn't get that time and luxury to make those type of, go through that type of stuff. We don't know what he been doing and what he isn't. So what you didn't say it, but you are making an excuse for him to not comply and police not to react. No, and no. Let me go ahead and put this up, man. And because you lost in the sauce, bro. You lost in the sauce. See, you sound like Trump. It is what it is. Hey, it is what it is. He died. It is what it is. They got the COVID. They died. Hey, it is what it is. He dead. Move on. NFL, take a knee. Don't like it. Monday morning quarterback. No good. Fire him. It is what it is. Come on, man. I don't give a damn who does it. It don't matter if the cop was black, white, Asian. It don't matter. That's besides the point. You slipping, bro. Sweet Serenity, come on. What's going on? How you doing over here?
It's been a rough day.
Man, tell me about it.
It's been a rough day. Thank you for doing this, because y'all already know I'm opinionated as it is. But this right here, I just got a few things to say. So, Jay, before I get started, let me put a disclaimer out. Do me one big favor, please, and thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hold your peace and hear me out, okay?
All right.
I understand where Pharaoh is coming from. And I also understand where you are coming from. I'm going to play devil's advocate first, and then I'm going to get to my ultimate point. Because of the climate that we're in and everything that has happened, okay? Think of it like being in a relationship with somebody and your needs are not being met by said person that you're in a relationship with. And you keep telling the person, hey, this is what I need from you. You know what I'm saying? In order for me to feel whole in this relationship, and it's falling on deaf ears. Okay. And things just keep happening that keep mounting up. And finally, one day we'll say something so small, something so minute. Oh, you left the dishes in the sink. And now I explode and go off on you. And you tell me that I'm making a bigger deal out of this than what it needs to be, because we're just talking about dishes in the sink. No, the dishes in the sink was the straw that broke the camel's back to all the other things that have been happening up until this point. Okay. So I think, and Pharaoh, I'm not trying to put no words in your mouth. So if I'm wrong, please forgive me. I'm not trying to speak for you. But I think what Pharaoh is saying is, because of the climate that we're in, anytime a situation like this pops off, it seems like the go-to response is always a point of the cop being in the wrong and us not really giving credence to the facts of the case, especially when we are only getting bits and pieces at a time of what is happening, such as in this case. This just happened yesterday.
Did you hear what I said at first, though, right?
About what?
That I said he shouldn't have ran.
Yeah. Again, hold your peace. I'm going to get to that.
All right.
Okay. So like I said, I think that is where Pharaoh is coming from in his statement, to say it's not always a point that the cop is a racist or the cop is wrong for using whatever force, usually deadly, that they use. Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm going to try to get through this without breaking down, because my heart hurts so bad right now. I'm not going to lie. Yes, we can agree the young man should not have resisted, tried to get back in the car, any of that. wholeheartedly agree. Okay. The fact that he was pulled over and it was discovered that he had a warrant out for his arrest. Okay, yes, by all means, be held accountable for whatever wrongdoing you've committed in this situation. Okay, but don't exacerbate the situation by turning around and trying to get in your car or whatever it was he was trying to do. Because from my vantage point on what I saw, I didn't really understand what he was trying to do. And a part of that video kind of reminded me of the Rayshard Brooks case, where in the beginning you see him complying. He wasn't putting up any type of resistance. When he initially got pulled over, he got out the car. I guess they told him to turn around, put your hands behind your back. We saw him doing that. He didn't seem to have any commentary going on with them that I saw anyway. And after they were trying to handcuff him, that's when he turned back around to get in the car. And that's when things go haywire. So we don't know what the hell was going on in that situation. We were not there. The whole argument about her thinking it was a taser.
I'm being patient because I'm like,
y'all,
where you going with this?
Ultimately, where I'm going with this is I completely agree with what you're saying. Okay. This is me trying to be objective and look at this through a different lens beyond basically a trigger happy racist ass system that we have here. Okay. This situation for me is the dishes in the sink. Okay. This is the straw that's breaking the camel's back, if you will, that's really about to make me just, in the words of our late great DMX, lose my mind. But I ain't about to give it to the devil that damn easy, because I know that that's the goal. One thing I do want to say to all of us out here, especially us Black people, well, not especially, this is for Black people. Okay. Y'all remember that Kirk Franklin song, Revolution Stomp? You know, do you want a revolution? This is our
the only song I could name of Kirk Franklin.
This is our modern day civil rights movement right here. And unfortunately, just like with the civil rights movement, there were casualties during that whole movement. We're having them with this movement. Nothing is going to change until this system is destroyed. Okay. It's not, when we say hold, let me not say we. When I say hold someone accountable, I'm not talking about just firing them, because I'm thinking about the other case with the veteran and everybody's celebrating the fact that the cop was fired. I'm not celebrating that crap. Okay. You know why I'm not celebrating that? Because he's going to take his butt over to the next county over and get a job as a freaking cop, go to another state, get another job as a cop. And the same thing is going to happen over and over again. I'm not going to sit up here and yell and scream, yay, they fired him. Screw that. No. The system is what needs to be destroyed and dismantled. And one of my big points that I wanted to make about this situation, we are experiencing so much trauma porn right now. It's ridiculous. Like, I can't take this. Okay. It's constantly being caught on tape, shoved in our faces. Look at this. It's another one. And what do? We do this. We convene together as a group. You know what I'm saying? We talk about what needs to change. We air out our grievances. And then we have to deal with the idiots telling us that we should just comply. Okay. Let me tell y'all what that statement really means. That statement and this whole situation overall with the over policing of the Black community is just like a rapist. Walk with me. Okay. Rapists are successful in what they are doing because they thrive off of the fear. That is their control. In the situation with the cops and the Black community, they thrive off of the fear. That is their control. So it would be no different than if a rapist took a woman and instead of her acting out of a place of fear, she surrendered to it. Nothing would happen because the psychological effect of not being in control has now been removed. In the case with the veteran in Virginia, that's what was happening. The guy completely complied with the situation, but because he was not acting from a place of fear through the cop's eyes by questioning him and I guess in this case refusing to get out the car, but his hands were shown the whole time. He wasn't being disrespectful to the cop. That's what pissed the cop off. It was the fact that here I am, I'm superior over you. You didn't immediately pull over. When you did, I see that you are in uniform. So now I'm really about to mess with you because I know that I can. Okay. I'm going to do everything to humiliate you, dehumanize you, ostracize you, and everything else. And when the guy sat there calmly, letting him know, hey, tell me why I'm being pulled over. Why are we doing all of this? And he didn't want to get out the car. That's when you see things escalate. Same thing. Like I said, the cops in this situation are like rapists.
I'm not familiar with that exact case.
You haven't seen that? Oh my goodness, that's been on the news all day. This happened in Virginia
today.
No, actually, the incident happened in December, but for whatever reason, it's just now coming to light. Like it's been all over the news today.
I ain't really watched the news.
Yeah. So,
but and also I don't know about the rape example. I'm gonna take your word on that example. So here's the thing of what I'm gonna say based off of what you say. So the way I'm looking at it, for one, I don't think so. The system, I get why you may say it should be dismantled because it's just so many flaws in it, probably.
The system is working exactly as it was designed to. So the only way real change is going to come about is if it's destroyed and a new one is built. This current system, we can't build on this. It was not designed with us and our well-being in mind. It was designed to work exactly as it's working right now. Period. No questions about it.
I don't know if that will ever happen, but it definitely need to have some justice, need to be equal. All right.
What is justice in this case? What is the justice?
I mean, if it's a law, like we police don't have the right to be judge, jury, and executioner.
Agreed.
Okay. And so, yeah, we can go back to this 20-year-old kid and that he made mistakes, but what about an adult? Okay. And if you're an adult and you're an officer, all right, then you're accountable. It's like a pilot. Does the pilot have the option to make mistakes while he has all these people's lives in his hands? I mean, in certain jobs, you don't have the luxury to make certain mistakes. It's not like they forgot to put ketchup or forgot to put cheese on your burger. Oops. No, you took a life away that cannot be replaced. And just like how people say, like Pharaoh or people, they kind of seem, some people, to act emotionally. I don't look at this from an emotional, not saying it in a negative or this or that, but like some people say, we're going to activate Black Lives Matter or this or that. To hell with all of that. What is right and what is wrong is wrong. When people of the Asian community have been discriminated against, haven't they been coming together right before our eyes? Okay, to stop it, right? I mean, let me finish. I just let you.
You did.
The Jewish community, anytime something happens with them or they're disrespected, they come together. Every other community, Irish community, Italian community, any other community, they come together. But if the Black community come together about things that's been happening for years and years, like people say, we're just seeing it, all of this stuff. Well, it's been happening from the beginning. It's just that now the world is able to see it because there's a camera in everybody's hands and on the cops now. And their social media is allowing people to spread and show it to the world. And that's the only way that some change could be happening, because it's been swept under the rug since its inception. So if it wasn't shown, it would be continued to be swept under the rug. And yeah, that's why when you commit a crime, you get a charge for that crime. You commit additional crimes, you get additional charges. And if it comes down to the fact that you deserve the death penalty, what do? Do we let a cop shoot you on the street, or do we put you in a lethal injection or the gas chamber or electric chair? That's how it's done in this country, right? So how in the hell is this okay for people to see? I don't give a damn what color you are, although it seems to happen to one group of people more than another. Why is this okay that because this people can do this and oh well, you're feeding into this or that? I mean, that's what everybody say until it's you. You know, everybody is able to look the other way until it's you or your family or your loved ones. And then you need help or you want to get a lawyer or your family needs to go make a GoFundMe to bury your ass. How many people here have made mistakes at 20? How many women here had kids before they was 20? I mean, how many people been in bad situations or sold drugs or stole something or made mistakes when they was a teenager or 20 that they wouldn't do as an adult? I look at this in an analytical situation. My brother's wife was the first black female detective in the city of Chicago, retired, okay? I know all kinds of stories. I've talked to her. She's told all kinds of stuff. I'm not looking at this as, oh, well, I'm about to go protest. Or no, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like I'm looking at this from the facts. Like you need training when you make mistakes. Who can make a mistake on their job and they don't have to be held accountable? If I was driving a forklift and I made a mistake and ran your ass over, well, they gonna protect me and I get to come back to work, or is I'm gonna get fired and your family and stuff gonna want to hold me accountable? But they're gonna be wanting to question my training and stuff. You know,
I completely 1000% agree with everything you saying, baby. I do not disagree in the slightest bit with any point that you have made. Listen, what I'm over here reacting to is this troll.
That's what I was about to say.
Hold on, because I got this, boo. Listen, I have been waiting for this.
I wasn't looking at this with you.
Baby, please come up to this live. Please, I'm begging you. Please
don't tell him that because he's probably gonna try and porn bum it or something.
Please come on this live. I want you to. I really do.
People like that. That's not their real picture. That's not
a troll. He probably gonna come up and try to porn bum it or something and get the stream taken down. You don't want that dude to come up.
Listen, let me tell you something. I don't care whether you're a troll. I don't give a damn what you are. Okay? If you want to sit here and make these comments, be ready for what's getting ready to come at you. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay.
Yeah, you talk at him. Don't invite him up here because he's probably gonna do something stupid.
Here's the thing.
People like this, they want to incite anger.
That's okay. There's no anger to incite. You don't have that type of power over me.
Yeah, that's not their real picture. That's not their real name. They can set up.
Ask you to be afraid. I don't want you to be afraid. Yeah, I don't want you to be afraid.
Yeah, in person, they won't say anything to a person in person. They'll, you know, have a smile on their face and stuff, and then they go home and, you know, say all kind of stuff. And, you know, matter of fact, I'll just get him out of here and block his ass.
Listen.
Your ass up in here.
Listen, because I'm telling you, it's about to get real.
Yeah, Anthony Stone, what's up, man? I see you don't like this stream. What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
I'm all right. What's good? What's your take on this?
Now, I agree with you on this. And the thing I have a big problem with, how you gonna say that she made a mistake when your gun is supposed to be on your weak hand. I mean, your the taser is supposed to be on your weak hand side of the belt. Your gun's supposed to be on your dominant side. You know she's your weak hand and your dominant hand, so you know which is on which. If you had on the wrong side, then you're very culpable for your actions, what you did.
No, she said she made a mistake. I'm not agreeing with that.
No. I said agree with you.
Okay.
I said, she did make a mistake.
Right.
I said, how you gonna see the protocols where you put the gun in your weak hand, your taser, your dominant hand, the gun. So how you make a mistake? You know which one's your weak hand, which is your strong hand. You know what's on each side. So therefore, you can't make mistakes.
Plus, if you're familiar with guns,
put on the wrong side.
Yeah, and if you're familiar with guns, it's a difference in weight.
Yeah, the weight's different, the trigger's different, and the feel's different.
Exactly. Different. Yes, and it's yellow.
Yeah.
You know, and it's yellow, and of course they don't have her name.
If they run it away.
Exactly. Here's the video for those who ain't see. It's not going to actually, you know, show, you know, the guy bleeding out or nothing like that, but you can see this if y'all ain't seen this and see how ridiculous this is. And of course,
watching a news conference there following the fatal police shooting.
Let's skip this part. What they saying this.
You hear the.
Oh wait, actually, I don't. Okay, here it is. Now they even zoomed in.
That's where the audio cuts out, John.
See that yellow ass stun gun on this on the officer?
The chief said it appears to be accidental. That she would.
So for everybody looking, this is a taser right here. You know, and that's a handgun. And this also, I think, a little yellow in the front of this too, but it's in the holster. And like Anthony was saying, this is on his left side. Most people are right-handed, so like you would know where the hell you just grabbed from, but that's because it goes into training. Officers, when you do muscle movement and repetitive training, you're gonna automatically grab in the heat of battle, or even though it wasn't a battle, but in their mind, every damn confrontation is a battle nowadays. They went for that gun, and she talking about tase you, so you able to say this 3 times, but you didn't look at what was in your hand?
Yes or no?
That don't make sense. Meaning to grab her taser instead grabbed her gun. They are labeling this an accidental discharge. We stopped that video at the time that one shot was fired, drove off, crashed, and died. And that news company.
So, you know, like I say, he shouldn't have ran, but that's just an additional charge that he would have to go to court for. You know, he shouldn't have died for that. And we know he 20-year-old Daunte Wright. But they won't release this grown police officer who works for the people. We can't find nothing about her or her name or her record, you know. And it's funny how they had the National Guard. They even got more of them real quick for them. But where were they for January 6th?
Jay, they're not going to be there for January 6th. You know why they're not going to be there for January 6th. It's not the same. It's not the same. You black people are so violent. You burn down your cities. You loot your own neighborhood. You kill each other. So why are you guys so gung-ho about, you know, when a white cop or when a cop, period, kills a black person? This is y'all's reality. This is what y'all like to do. January 6th was about our freedom, our land. This country belongs to us. To hell with y'all.
Stop this. Stop it. Yeah, stop it. It's beautiful patriots. It was beautiful. It's beautiful patriots.
Like the case of Sweet Serenity was talking about in Virginia?
Yeah, look that up with the veteran, Jay, while you go on there.
Terrible. You know, to make it even worse, they saw they showed the plate, the temporary plate in the window. They stopped him because he had no plate. The temporary plate was in the window, and the partner was in the back of the car. He saw it. He looked right at it, and he didn't say nothing to his partner. Now, in this case, it was a person of color who did the
right.
all
did the shooting,
maced him, everything. He was in resistance, and he was kneeing him and knocked him down. Right, but in this case, they did the right thing. They fired him.
Yeah, they always do the right thing when it's an officer of color, though.
Yeah, but his partner should have been in just as much trouble as he was, because his partner didn't say a word to him, even they saw the tag there. He was standing right in the back of the car. So don't tell me you're a cop. You didn't see the tag. You supposed to observe the whole thing. You was back there supposed to observe everything, and you didn't see the tag. I see it. You know, it was tinted windows, and then he had the inside. You couldn't. It was nothing like that. You can see the.
Oh, I did hear about this. It was Pharrell's cousin or something, right?
I'm not sure about that, but I know it was in Virginia. But it didn't make no sense. And he told him, "I'm afraid, right? He said, you should be afraid for your life. You should be afraid."
He did absolutely say that.
Taunting him also. Well, that is Pharrell's cousin, yeah.
They named the officer.
No, that's a different one. That's a different one. They said this guy was killed.
Jay.
Oh, okay, that ain't it.
Yeah, but
Jay.
that's terrible. Yeah. You know, he was.
They said her name.
He has hands out the car and he's taunting him.
Oh, okay. They
Her
just must
name
have
is
said her
Kim
name.
Potter.
Okay, yeah, because in that article I just showed y'all, it says her name has not been released yet.
Yeah, look up
Okay,
Kim
but
Potter.
the other part, like you said, her name was released, but that's their way of get ahead of everything.
Yeah, because they
When you
put in
focus on
this
her, then they
story
tell you everything about him, trying to make him the
exactly.
bad guy. They're trying to get ahead of him.
Exactly. And then you know what that does for people that don't understand psychological warfare is it puts in your mind to not have empathy for
Yeah.
this person. Because now you think, well, he was a gang member. He had a warrant.
So,
Do you know
so
what
if
a
being a gang
warrant is?
member and having a warrant, if you have your hands out of the car, in the other case, if you have your hand out the car, what does that mean? You're still
Right.
no threat, right?
Right. Right.
I was just saying that they named her so you can look up who she is.
I'm gonna check it out.
They come up with those excuses real fast, and they co-signed them real fast.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, and I think his girlfriend was in the car with him or something.
Yeah, his kid's mother.
Yeah. And because she was covered in blood or something when they got out the car. So not only did and it takes, you gotta, a lot of people don't understand when you take a life, like he was 20 years old, like that's 20 years of how much information and love and support somebody done had in a person's life, raising them, preschool, kindergarten, whatever. However it worked out. Like you can't replace that stuff, whoever it may be. That's why I don't never support like people being careless with their health or somebody getting killed and stuff. Like even if whatever he did, at the worst, he could have went to jail for 5 years and got out and still been just 25 and had his whole life ahead of him. You know what I mean? Who knows what somebody could have did? You know,
He got the death penalty.
Whatever they said that his warrant was for a misdemeanor, it wouldn't have even been no years in prison.
Exactly. But
Listen.
I mean, running and this and that or whatever. For example, comedian Tim Allen. Okay, everybody know him from Home Improvement, right?
Yep,
Oh,
he
went to
was
jail for cocaine distribution for
Yes,
years.
he did.
When he was a young man, Tim Allen went to jail before he was famous for cocaine distribution. He was able to do his time, get out, redo his life, and become a world famous comedian and move on with his life.
But
And
Jay,
I'm a MAGA supporter.
the point of that is he is a white man, which in the eyes of the United States means that he has value. He could have been a straight junkie, drug addict that went around raping women, okay? But because of the fact that he is a white man, he has value. They do not see us as human. Again, the system needs to be destroyed, okay? That is the reason why when you do get pulled over by the cops, they act so aggressive towards you. And this situation is nothing.
I'm sorry, Sweet Serenity, but that literally makes no sense. How are they staging a traffic stop?
I was about to say this too. That's why I put it up here.
Now, come on, Pharaoh.
Oh, okay. I was like, where did I say something about staging a traffic stop?
No, not you.
I'm like, what?
I mean, I can get wanting to see things from different perspectives or whatever, but don't do that to the point where you like in some other realm of reality.
This is how you and I was able to live with stuff like this.
Right.
Like Trump is the Christian savior that's going to save the world from whatever. Like, come on, man.
Like, what's next is the copper hologram. Come on.
Right.
Let's not do that. Dude got stopped by the police and stuff happened.
Oh,
Pharaoh, let me ask you a question. Is there any incident, and please, I'm being genuine and very sincere, okay? Is there any incident in the most recent past that you feel like you agree with the vast majority of us about cops inherently, basically, you know what I'm saying, being wrong in these situations? I'm just curious. Because you have an interesting mindset on it, and I'm here for all of the different mindsets. So I just really want to know, you know what I'm saying, what your real thought process is about it.
See, one thing I'll say real quick. Let me say this right quick, Anthony. Like sometimes, because one person may be lying or one story may not be true, doesn't mean every single thing is now not true.
Right.
So just because maybe there is some things about the moon landing doesn't mean, okay, from now on, nothing is real then. You know, or because maybe it's something wrong with one situation that now every situation from then on out is the same way. You say keep your mind open, but it seems as if you have a closed mind that everything is fake.
And nobody's dissing his intelligence either. I don't know how smart he is or isn't.
Right. No, I ain't saying you're not a smart
Well,
person.
even if you are a conspiracy or if we said you were a conspiracy theorist, I mean, again, I guess I'm just trying to understand where you're coming from. I'm seeking to understand before being understood. So I'm not talking about you. I want to know what your take is. So
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Anthony, what was you saying a second ago?
Yeah, just like one day I was working at the bounce in the club, right? And a situation it took place. I put somebody out, and they went to another bar, and one of the guys got stabbed, right? Then the cop came in there talking his ass and everything. The cop said, "So what happened?" And he said, "So don't worry about it." He said, "NHI, no humans involved."
Because it was a black person that got stabbed.
Yeah. No, well, it was a Spanish person, but he said no humans involved because it wasn't a white person.
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's messed up. and
my white friend heard him. And see, that was a good thing. My white friend heard him. He went and reported him, and he got suspended for 30 days.
Right. Which, of course, is better than nothing, but they don't really do what they need to do because people with that type of attitude should not have a person's life in their hands, whether it's right. And you can have a person's life in their hands, whether they shoot you or put you in jail on some bogus charges. Just like the movie Just Mercy. Has anybody seen that? Like,
yes, very good movie.
Excellent movie because it's a true story.
Yeah, I met the guy because I told you to do anti-piracy. I met the guy.
Oh, okay.
The real the lawyer and the actual guy
Brian Stevenson.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell us a quick story about that right quick while I pull it up. So you know I got to do reviews a little bit too, but this is good stuff people should watch too.
Yeah, the guy that's the movie. It's about a guy who the cops picked. No, well, actually, the cops picked him. Somebody said he did it. That he raped a white girl.
Right.
And
another prison.
And he was nowhere near the white girl when it happened.
At home with his family,
right,
working on his car with his son.
Same kind of car that was there. They said. So it was him. They had a white guy lie and say that was him.
Yeah.
You know how they got him to lie? He said, "I ain't gonna say that." They put him in jail with him. Right, and
then they put him next to the gas chamber or something.
Right, and they scared him into you're gonna be here instead of him, so we're gonna make you the one that did it.
Yeah,
and so that's how they got him the testify against him, but his lawyer was real smart, and his lawyer got him to retract his testimony. He said, "I told him this from the beginning. They made me say it." You know, they told me that I was doing the sentence instead of him if I didn't tell on him.
Yeah.
And that's and he did 30 years.
Yep. 30 years of his life taken away. And this movie got Jamie Foxx did a damn good job in this. This movie came out in 2019. Michael B. Jordan played the lawyer and Jamie Foxx played the convict. And damn, this is an excellent movie. Here's a picture of how they made Jamie Foxx look. And at the very end of the movie, they show the real people and stuff, and they show and talk about what happened to them and stuff. And it's on HBO Max. So if you
check that movie out,
very good movie, very good. Just Mercy, and this happened in the early '80s. You know, they put him in jail in like '83, and it wasn't until like the mid '90s when Michael B. Jordan character started working on the case.
And he was on it for a while.
Yeah, and he wasn't the only one. You know, and then at the end, because also Ice Cube's son is in this movie, but his character, he ended up helping him in real life too.
Yeah.
and they show what happened when he got out, and they said that the main evidence was the judge says, "Well, I knew you was guilty by looking at you." What?
And,
What?
and, you know, he didn't think he had a chance of winning, so he went on. He went on and copped the plea.
And that's how majority of convictions are had in the United States, by making people cop a plea because you don't have good counsel. Yeah.
The federal government make you be doing a year and a half, 3 years already before you even go to trial.
Yeah.
With that 5 years look good to you, don't it? After you've been
again,
a year and a half already.
That is able to continue on because we are not seen as valuable. Period.
I'm about to.
And
I'm
also
about to
that goes back to. All right, Bap. Well, I appreciate you stopping by as always.
Good night, hon.
All right, bye, y'all.
All right, you take care. And also, it's able to come and happen because African Americans own less than 1/2 of 1% of the wealth in America. So, if you arrest an African American person, the chances of them being able to retain proper legal counsel, especially for a long-term trial, is probably next to zero. Who could do that?
It's a long shot. It's a long shot that you get a good lawyer.
And it's a long shot you could get a good lawyer,
and one is willing to go all the way.
Exactly. Like what helped him is Brian Stevenson was young, and because of how his grandma was raised him and different things he believed in. I mean, it's very few, and he was able to go to Harvard and stuff. It's very few.
They're lucky to get him because his mother didn't want him to go there and do that.
That's true. That's true. And the police tried to do stuff to him to dissuade him from helping.
Yeah, they try to demoralize him. They dehumanize him.
Yeah,
they made him strip down, and he was strip searching him. He's a lawyer. You're not supposed to check the lawyer.
Nope.
The lawyer's supposed to be able to walk right in and see his client.
Yeah.
He strip searched him and everything else.
Yeah.
He's about to he's about to take his underwear off, and he said, "Oh, you can go ahead and get dressed."
Yep. Yeah.
But I can play with you anytime I want to play with you.
Yeah.
Basically, that's what he told him.
Yeah. So, Sweet, what else you want to say on this? I couldn't find that person in Virginia you was talking about. Did somebody else know the name or something?
Just type in veteran gets pepper sprayed.
Okay, that's what I left out. Veteran. All right. He didn't get killed?
No.
He's alive.
Oh, okay. No wonder. I said killed. All right.
The guy got fired. He's suing them.
Yeah. Oh shoot. All right, let's see. This it right here.
Yep.
This is my first time watching this too. He was a black army medic.
Yeah, a lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
And then what are you, a sergeant? He tried to strip his rank.
Wow.
They had the same stripes as police.
That's crazy. Yeah. And my standpoint on all of this is I think that we should have one justice system that works for everybody. It shouldn't be.
Jay.
I know it's wishful
thinking. Jay, how you gonna have a justice system when we are coexisting with a group of people whose ancestors did inhumane thing?
That's true, but everybody
fucking son, and they are still reaping the benefits of this damn system. It's not going to ever be that way until they become the minority.
Well,
listen.
That's going to probably make even more of an issue, but I want to just say we do know, like it is white people that march with Martin Luther King.
Sure.
It is abolitionists during slavery.
Yeah, we're not saying that it's all white people. No.
So I think that I know it's not possible and it's wishful thinking. Don't get me wrong. But I would like to think that part of it is probably education, is that when you got people like the Officer Tatum saying half truths and whole lies, then that reinforces a person's already stereotypical view on things. But if we were able to get one type of narrative, then maybe people would be able to see the truth a lot more if they knew history a lot better and stuff, understood how
Jay,
people of color wasn't able to live in certain neighborhoods or have
Jay,
certain rights. That's wishful thinking, huh?
Jay, you know I love you. You know I do. You know I go hard for you, baby. But subjects like this, listen, I'm going in, okay? Look, the reality of the situation is this. It does not matter how much history these people know. They know the history. They know the history. Do not be fooled by that. That's part of the reason. Let me calm down. Deep breath. That is part of the reason.
I gotta say, I know it's probably wishful thinking. Mike, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming through. Hey, I'm gonna play this video right quick. Hey, what's up, man? Let's see what this video right here.
My hands are right here. What's going on? What is going on?
They got a seatbelt on.
I'm serving this country, and this is how I'm treated. What's going on? What's going on?
One thing I want to say right quick, somebody's TV a little too loud too. I think that's Anthony. Your TV is probably a little loud in the background, man. Yeah. So two things I already see wrong with this. For one, why the officer got the gun out before he even came up to the car, and then two, like, I guess he don't want to get out, but I guess people are scared too.
Hold on. Let me let y'all know something in case you guys don't know. Legally, you do not have to exit your vehicle when a cop tells you to if they have not given you any sort of inclination as to why. That is the law. Just because they tell you to get out the car does not mean that you have to. Now, if they tell you that you need to get out the car because, hey, you were drunk driving, you need to do a field sobriety test, that's a different story. This guy is asking what's going on. And Jay, you said you're really not familiar with this story, right?
Right.
Okay. So the reason why you hear the cops tone like that when the video starts is because the guy was driving down a dark road. The cops put the lights on to pull him over. He did not immediately pull over. He drove for, I think they said, for a mile until he got to that gas station, and then he pulled over. Of course, he said, hey, look, I wanted to make sure I got to a safe location for my safety and yours. That's when the cop went ballistic. That's where you see the video start.
I thought it said like 2 minutes. He drove only 2 minutes. He drove 2 minutes longer to get out get into the gas station.
I mean,
2 minutes.
you can go a mile in 2 minutes,
It was
depending
a
on your
long time. It
speed.
was like 2 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, a mile don't go down, don't take that long, depending on your speed in the car.
Yes, regardless of however long it wasn't an immediate him pulling over. And of course, like they're saying, the reason why he was even pulled over in the first place is because of the tag, which once they got to the gas station, you can clearly see the tag in the window, but he has tinted windows. So maybe they didn't see it at night. Like, I'm not going to get into the whole back and forth of, you know, why am I being pulled over? At this point, to me, it's kind of irrelevant because of everything that subsequently happens after the fact. And because the guy did not want to immediately pull over like the cop wanted him to, that's why the cop became so irate. And the rest of the video happens, as you will see in a minute.
Right.
I'm sorry, what?
Get out of the car now!
What's going
Get out of the
on?
car now! Get out of the car!
Sir, just get out of the car. Work with us and we'll talk to you. Get out the car.
You received an order. Obey it.
I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, you
ask
should
what's
be.
going
Get out.
Yeah, you should be.
on? What did I do?
Get out now.
I have not committed any crime
Oh my God.
If you're not cooperating at this point right now, you're under arrest.
for a check.
It just
Obstruction
paused.
of justice.
Well, while this video is paused, he should have been like, hey, look, man, I got a seatbelt on. As soon as I reach for it, you're going to shoot me.
And well, if you keep watching the video,
He say that.
he doesn't say that, but Just keep watching the video.
This damn thing is
And
broke.
yes, like everybody is saying, number one, you
Hey,
already
Anthony,
came
can
up to
you
me with
mute yourself, man? Because you're still hearing the TV in the background.
Yeah, your TV is real loud in the background. Yeah.
Just mute yourself, and then when you want to talk, just unmute.
Yeah, the cops already approached him with guns drawn. Who isn't going to be on high alert if the cops are approaching you with their guns drawn? Of course you're going to become afraid, and you're going to be even more afraid because of everything that keeps freaking happening. And you know you a black man. You know what your reality is. Like, come on. That's why when I say stuff like, you know, you making a comment about, oh, maybe if they knew the history. No, screw that. They know the history.
School and learn nothing.
They know the history of being able to oppress. That is where they have their power. Do you honestly think they're going to create a system or allow a system where the power regime is the same? No, they're not going to do that. Of course not, because that would be of detriment to them. And then on top of that, going back to the history thing, y'all know what the heck y'all been doing to us all of these years. We get any little ounce of power in their mind. Oh, we're about to retaliate on them and annihilate them.
Yeah. And the history of policing go back to slave catching. All right, let's
get out of the car now.
I'm serving this country, and this is how I'm treated.
Yo, what? Guess what? I'm a veteran too. I'm gonna obey. Get out of the car.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now.
What's going on?
What's going on? You're fixing to ride the light, so.
I'm sorry, what?
You fixing the what?
Get out of the car now.
What's going on?
Get out of the car now. Get out of the car.
Sir, just get out of the car.
You can see this dude don't want to do nothing.
You receive an order. Obey.
The other one right here is thinking hard.
Jay, it's what I told you before, remember? The cops, they can't really check each other. They have to cap each other's back.
You say what?
Like the cops, they can't really check each other. They have to have each other's back. So whoever's the lead, no matter if he's right or wrong, they have to have each other back because they can. You know,
it's kind of like mama and daddy.
Seem like that.
Yeah. Because then he's afraid
Yeah,
that you
kind of like that. Because they have to have, they have to be like a united force. They can't show any weakness.
Yeah.
So even if the cop is wrong, they can't really check each other.
What did I do?
Get out now.
I have not committed any crimes.
You're being stopped for a traffic violation. You're not cooperating at this point right now. You're under arrest
for a traffic.
You're being detained. Okay, you're being detained for
a traffic violation. I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being.
It keeps pausing at this part. That's another way to censor. It's they trying to keep it the CON conspiracy. Pharaoh, it's all part of the moon landing. You right. No, man. I don't know why it keeps pausing at this part, though. This is kind of conspiratorial. No, I don't know what the hell is going on with it. I do got a funny story about jumping out the car, though.
At this point, they're still giving him orders to get out the car. He keeps saying the same thing that he's saying. That's when whoever said, I think that was Sally Ann that said it. That's when Massa Cop said, get out the car, and pulls out his pepper spray and sprays him. Even after the guy was pepper sprayed, he still maintained his composure. He did not become irate. Okay, he didn't raise his voice. He's still asking the same questions. The guy continues to pepper spray him.
He definitely was calm.
At this point, he's still in the car. And so they're still telling him to get out the car. And he's like, you know, basically, I got freaking pepper spray in my eyes. Like, what?
Right.
So they yank open the door and get him out the car, slam him on the ground. He's still asking them, hey, what's going on with this? Why are you treating me like this? And old Master Cop over here is still exerting his superiority complex, his control and his power. He wants the man to be afraid. Again, going back to my rapist theory, the rapist thrives off the fear of the person that he's raping. That's how he gets off. If you surrender to that, that takes the power away. Okay, so if this guy would have just surrendered to that, yeah, maybe it wouldn't have escalated to this point. We don't know. Of course, we have numerous accounts of where somebody has complied and they still died. Okay, so listen,
Yeah,
yeah,
After he pulled him out,
neck, I think.
after he pulled him
exactly.
out, he was near him. He was near him one time.
Damn, I didn't even see it.
Yeah, after he pulled him out, he was near him. And
with pepper spray in his face.
And pushed him down forcefully and then jumped on top of him. It was just crazy. And none of that was necessary at all.
And there's a second video too.
Now step out of the car, we charge you with blah blah blah. Step out of the car. He would step out of the car and never been end of it. You wouldn't know why.
Right.
Which
now,
he has the right to know.
That is true. Damn. Now back in my day when I was young and dumb, 16, 17, I used to smoke a lot in the cars and shit. Like I say, we all made a lot of dumb decisions. Hey, you know, I could have got killed, went to jail, all kinds of stuff for that, you know. And when you're young and dumb, you don't think stuff through all the way, you know, clearly. And so my car used to be lit up. So I used to jump out. As soon as they pulled me over, I'd jump out before they even... I would jump out with my doors and windows, everything closed, because then what you need to search my car for? I ain't in the car. It actually worked, though. It actually worked. I didn't ever have to get searched to do this and that. Then they'd be like this and that. I'd be like, oh yeah, what I do? Oh, I can't believe it. I was so sorry. And then I'd be like, and when they leave, I'd be talking again and smoking again.
And that's exactly what they want, especially when they see a black man or a black person in general, but since this predominantly happens to black men, any black man that has the look of intimidation, if you will, like they got some sense, okay? Those are the ones they're really going to mess with. They know the dope boy looking black males, that's an easy target. We can get you on something real easy. But the ones that's got some business about themselves, a veteran in this case, okay? Yes, they're looking for a reason to mess with you. It's to get them before they get me type mentality. That's why you walking up with your gun drawn. Like, this man wasn't speeding away from you. Okay, you knew what the heck he was doing when he didn't immediately pull over. That's not against the law. You don't have to stop right there just because a cop flashed their lights at you. You have the absolute right to pull over to a safe location.
That is true.
You're not supposed to die for it or get pepper sprayed for it because Massa Cop don't like it.
Yeah, that's what they advise black people to do. They said, if the place ain't lit up when they try to pull you over, you keep driving until you find a spot that's lit.
Yep. And I say, yeah, you're right. And like I was saying earlier, I done been pulled over at least 30 plus times in my life. And when I was older in my 30s and I was driving a nice Mercedes and I was dressed nice, they did not come at me like that. They'd be like, excuse me, sir. Do you know why we pulled you over, this or that? They'd be like, do you have any guns in the car? I'd be like, yeah, I got guns. I got a permit. Do you need to see it? No. It's fine. You're okay. I'm like, damn. I wouldn't let them know that. But in my mind, I'd be like, what the world? But if I'd have been in my Grand Prix, get your ass down.
Yeah.
Yes, Dylan Roof was taken to Burger King after he killed all of those black people in the church. Kyle Rittenhouse did not have to immediately be detained. They let his parents bring him back. And Kyle Rittenhouse is the guy in, was it Minnesota or Wisconsin, who was openly walking around with this a shotgun or something during one of the protests last summer and killed those people in front of the cop.
And he tried to say something and they was like, yeah, you doing good.
And got released on bail. You kill somebody and you get released on bail.
Yeah.
And then your mama and your daddy get to take you to a bar and you're 17 years old. Okay. But you talking about you want one justice system. Okay.
Just like you were saying, when you drive from that dark place to that light place, the reason why it's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6.
Hey, all the time.
100% true. 100%
All the time.
True. And that's one of the main problems is they ain't letting people get judged. They killing you. You know, just like this 20-year-old boy. Like I was saying, I done made mistakes and did dumb stuff. I never ran from the cops because I know they gonna get on the radio and be like, "Hey, we got one. Hey, get 3, 4, 5 more on his ass." And I know I was never gonna get away. I didn't never have confidence enough to take that. So I didn't do that. I would try to talk my way out of it. You know, which always works.
There's like a second video too. There's a second video that shows that the cops try to, after the EMT workers showed up, the cops tried to cover up. They told them like, "Hey, I wouldn't pursue this if I was you, or we're gonna mess with your military career." Yeah, they said that to him. So yeah, and I think this happened in December. So it was like 3 months ago.
December
So
5th.
they told them that, like, "Hey, just let this whole pepper spray thing go, and if you don't pursue it further, we're not gonna pursue it further." So I think it'll be beneficial for both of us to come out.
And
garbage.
Look it up.
The master cop has been fired, but again, I'm not celebrating him being fired. What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything. I call that performative justice, and you can keep your performative justice. It's just like when
What about
he can't
sue. But he's been fired, so they sue him, or do they have to sue the police department?
He's suing the Virginia.
He's suing
the police department too.
Yeah, because he probably ain't got enough to sue.
Take his house.
Yeah,
take everything he got.
Take his house.
That's
true.
Listen,
so I got
y'all can keep the performative justice. Y'all can keep it. I'm sorry, you can keep it. It's not. I'm not moved by it. I don't care if he's been arrested. I don't care if he was fired.
About charges.
None of it means anything until all of them are held accountable. Real accountability. These people are going around murdering us with impunity. Okay?
His partner's just as culpable as he was. His partner didn't do nothing to stop him. He's just culpable.
And Jay, in the situation with the young man that was killed, when did this happen? Was this like real recent, like this week?
Yesterday.
Yesterday,
yeah. This happened yesterday. Yeah,
okay,
yesterday.
Did they give a reason why he was stopped in the first place?
You really want to know the answer to that? An air freshener hanging from his mirror.
What?
Yes.
He was driving while hanging from the.
Yes, the little Christmas tree was obstructing his view.
How they know what's obstructing his view? What? They said that, or he said that?
Yes. Well, he can't say nothing. He dead.
Right. Right.
Look, yes, I heard now. I remember the story now. To be fair, like, I'm not saying it's right, but they do stop people from hanging air fresheners from your window.
I ain't never heard that one before.
That's an easy.
Yeah, I never heard
have
it
no
too,
reason to do it.
A lot of people
stop you.
Educated me on this points that's something they do stop you for.
I'm serious as a heart attack, Chris.
That's a cheap reason to have probable cause.
Exactly.
That's all that is. Who gives a damn?
I don't agree. I don't agree with it.
A cop told me.
That's what they say.
A cop told me. I walked past the train station. Right, I'm in the Bronx. This happened in Brooklyn, which is more than a half hour away. Right, he said a half hour ago, you fit the description. Half hour ago, a guy robbed somebody. Right. I said, where at? He said, Brooklyn. I said, and what I do? Take a plane?
Right. How you get to the Bronx from Brooklyn?
I told Dr. Hampton, you're going to pull me over? He said, no, that's okay. Then my father drive for the inspector. I said, okay, now, let me see your badge again. Okay, now, when I tell Inspector Evzari this, I wonder what's going to happen. Oh, no, I'm sorry, but I said, okay, the next day, make it worse. The next day I went to court, right? I forgot to have the same thing in my pocket. The guy said, you got a Walkman in your pocket, right? How do you know it's a Walkman and you're going to talk about it was a gun?
Right.
You was closer to me than he was.
Right. Yeah. And in New York, didn't they have stop and frisk?
Yeah.
Yeah, Giuliani said, let's start throwing people up against the wall.
Nah, they used to.
He kept on telling me, put my hand down. I put my hand down. I said, I said, put your
That
gun
was a
down.
while after.
Oh, okay. I thought they
Put your
tried
hand
to
down.
do
Put
it
your gun
again.
down. We kept going
Right.
back forth. I said, my hands are raised. You can go in my pocket, get the gun you were talking about.
Right. Right. Because
No,
if you put
I'm not
your
gonna
hand
you
in there, they can say they thought it was a gun and shoot your ass.
Yeah, you could go ahead. I'm sorry. You could go ahead. When I said it was sorry, he said, you could go ahead. We're sorry. Sorry ain't sorry didn't get us here. You are sorry, but Dr. Sorry you talking about. Sorry for making the excuse for frisking me in the first place. If it was more than 45 minutes away, and I'm walking past the train, not to the train, past the train to get in a cab.
Right. Yeah, that's
Chris,
crazy.
it's not about Minnesota and who they're hiring. I'm sorry to keep sounding like a broken record, baby. It is the system. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep harping on that until y'all like really hear what I'm saying.
Yeah,
even if one cop is fired, oh yay, let's have a celebration. That's great. That means nothing because his brother is gonna swoop in and pick up where he left off. When his son grows up, he can swoop in and pick up where he left off because that is exactly what the system was designed to do. Kill, steal, and destroy. Like seriously.
It's whole families of them.
Yeah,
so
and
it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, here's the thing: what you saying about his whole families of them is because a lot of people don't understand that after the Civil Rights Act was passed, and that's why I say people should know history. I'm a big history nerd, history buff. After the Civil Rights Act was passed, a lot of people that were able to enforce Jim Crow and do other things, they were still upset, and that's what they did is they decided to join the police force. Here's something else that can be Googled and it can be shown. And you can also look at the population of the United States prison, who was in before the Civil Rights Act, and then who began the number one group of people in prison. And if you put how racists joined police force after civil rights, the racist roots of American policing, and that's from the slave patrols. And it also say a half a century after federal government voided Jim Crow laws, the criminal justice system is still saying I discriminate. Let's see, hidden in plain sight, the white supremacy. And I just Googled this, so I'm just looking to find the right article. I already knew about slave patrols because at first it was just a sheriff. You just had a sheriff. So if people wonder why is there a sheriff and why is there police, because the sheriff was first. And then the police is who they would round up as the groups to round up runaway slaves, and you got to show your papers, which is now licensed and all this registration.
Exactly. Kareem, I hear what you're saying about the tax dollars and diverting that from the cops to the school. But listen, baby, diverting it to the school system for what? The school system is a part of the system. So no, our tax money does not need to be going to no schools either. And I hear what you're saying. You're saying, hey, divert that money over to the schools and, you know what I'm saying, get us involved so that we can teach the real history. But no, it's a collective effort of us putting our buying power together and creating our own. Because the reality is there is not going to ever be a one justice system for us. Again, it was not set up that way. This is America. These folks came over here and stole the indigenous people's land, put them on a reservation, brought us over here. Have y'all heard that song by, I don't know who the artist is or whatever, but the song started off like, these are my people and this is my land. And it's like a country white guy singing that. That is the most disturbing freaking song I've ever heard in my life. These are my people and this is my land. What? I'm sorry. So, Jay, I can come over to your house, okay? I can come over to your house, and I can rough you up and tell you, Jay, this is my house, punk. And you tell me, nah, well, you know what? I ain't gonna put you out. Even though I have the right to kill you, even though I have the right to beat you down, I ain't gonna put you out, okay? But I am gonna show you a few things. I'll show you how to get your own freaking house. You know what I'm saying? But instead, you're like, I'm like, no. It's my house. And not only is it my house, I'm gonna bring my people with me. And I got some slaves that's gonna clean it up and build it up for me. Come on, man.
Okay, now let me ask you a question, Kareem. Where do you think that money's gonna wind up if they put it in the school system anyway? It's gonna wind up in rich neighborhoods, not ours. They'll find some way to funnel it to the rich neighborhoods.
Mhm.
We still have the
They
same
already
site.
did it. That's why the property
Right.
taxes, and they did when white flight, when people were finally able to move in certain neighborhoods. Now schools is funded from property taxes. Most people of color homes are not as valuable as people who are not.
The census is also another way they do it too, because the people in the poor neighborhoods don't report. So they're underreported, and the money is allocated to the other neighborhoods.
Yeah.
2 hours.
Yeah.
It's all a part of the grand scheme.
Yeah, and they got Hispanics scared that they would get deported.
Going to your point earlier about the.
Go ahead. Oh,
Jay,
this
for
right
your point
here.
earlier about the why other communities get different responses, like different than the black community, is what were you saying before? Like the black community owns less than half of 1%, and these other communities have assets and they could affect the economy in different, in a huge way if they decide to strike and do other stuff like that. So they could levy politicians to change the law or do certain acts that will benefit their community. So that's why you see such a big response in the Chinese community when they're being attacked, because they have so much asset and they have so much money within the community.
Mike Stone, you got some music again loud in the background. Somebody getting sanctified over there. Hey, Mike, what you saying is true, but it's also not true. But it's what you said is true, but it's also not exactly true. So we don't have ownership, but we have spending power. It's just that the dollar only lasts in the black community for less than 15 minutes. But that's because we so used to buying shoes and clothes and cars, and we don't spend, invest, and do anything. We have very low financial literacy. Whereas if we had the education, then we would know how to own our own homes, own our own business, support one another. But because we don't, all of our money leaves out the community as soon as we get it. But we do have money, because when we strike and protest and say we're not going to support a brand, the brand no longer is cool. People no longer want to buy the clothes. What they do with Gucci or Louis Vuitton or H&M or any other person that a black person is pissed off about, if we decide we ain't going to support it, then they apologize and say whatever, because they want us to spend money. They just think God gave us no ownership in it.
I disagree with one point that you just made.
And I'll let you go. Serenity, real quick. Before you go. Let me rephrase that. We do have spending power, and that I totally agree with you. I think we're the number one consumers in terms of spending money. But I'm talking about in terms of real estate and companies. What's the name of a gigantic corporation that's completely black owned in terms of technology, real estate, all the big industries?
That's why I said you was right. We don't have ownership, but we got the money. We're just not allocating it right.
You guys, you are missing the point. I'm sorry. I don't disagree 100%. Okay. Yes, we have the spending power. Yes, black people do a lot of foolish things with their money. I have a theory about that, but I won't say that right now. What I will say is this: as we already know, this system is not designed for us to have anything. So you're not going to find a black-owned real estate Berkshire Hathaway. No, you're not going to find, any major corporation, because the system is not designed for you to have it. And make no mistake, you have to be a part of the system in order for that to work. So us coming together and having our own, everybody know about Rosewood, everybody know about freaking Tulsa and all of that. I understand the argument and I don't disagree, but I wish that we as a people in our community would really understand that it's not a point that everybody's just out here buying Jordans, money, cars, clothes, and hoes. It's not like that. Okay. It's not like that. Anytime that we've tried to build anything, it always gets destroyed. And I'm not saying don't try. I'm just saying understand what else is going on behind the scenes. Now, one thing that I will say is this. that's a big part of the reason, Jay, why I support your channel so much. And I certainly appreciate you sharing your platform with me, for me to come on and let you guys know the things that I let y'all know about credit, the things that I let y'all know about stocks, you know what I'm saying, on how we can build our wealth. That is a great educational tool. Okay. And in the day and age that we live in of this technology, where you have more millionaires than ever, you have more younger people becoming millionaires before the age of 21, we can take that money that is, you know, that we are all making and put it together. Okay. And build something. But let's be clear about this. Just because we build it does not mean it's going to be sustained. How many times have we done this? So let's stop beating ourselves up just saying, oh, well, it's our fault because we don't spend the money in our neighborhood. It's at times kind of impossible to spend our money in our neighborhood.
It is. It's because we don't have all the businesses we once had. And that's where I do say, sometimes, I ain't say it today, but when we had, you know, with the equal rights and everything and assimilation, then people were so quick to go shop at stores they couldn't, that all of the black-owned businesses, a lot of them went under. That they were there because then they decided, well, we look at our stuff as that's cheap or that's bootleg or give me a deal, or we always want something for free from one of our own businesses or a hookup, but don't mind paying full price, proud to pay $400 or whatever for something, you know, or don't give me the bootleg Gucci. I need to pay $3,000. I want to pay full price for their stuff, but if you made something sweet, well, can't you give me one for free? You know, and that's a problem, you know, that we have in our own community as well. And so, you know, when we did assimilate and get those rights, that's a great thing. But at the same time, people shouldn't have been, you know, so quick to not support their own. Like, yeah, what happened in, you know, Tulsa, Black Wall Street was horrible, but the other stuff happened nationwide as well. You know, when people decided, you know, I'm going to go shop at Woolworth instead of my neighborhood.
No, you just took it all the way back, not Woolworth. You take me back to my childhood with Woolworth.
Hey,
now. Come on,
it
now.
was a big deal to sit at that lunch counter now. You know what I'm saying?
On now.
Woolworth, I used to like going to Woolworth when I was a kid. You know, I didn't know at the time that I wasn't able to, had it been 20 years sooner. I didn't know that then, and now look what happened. They went out of business. Some young people don't even know what the hell Woolworth is. That was like Walmart before Walmart.
Absolutely. Are you guys familiar with Greenwood? Have y'all heard about Greenwood and everything, that the initiative with Greenwood and what Killer Mike and Jesse Williams and all the other organizers are really trying to do with that? If you haven't, it's a black-owned bank. Okay.
Is that recent? Is that recent? Something recent
Yes,
that's going on right now?
I think they launched in January of this year. I think
that's the original name of Black Wall Street was Greenwood.
Is that like the Black Wall Street that happened in Oklahoma, something like that?
That is the goal of it.
Yeah. Now I didn't know about Killer Mike and them doing this and that.
Yes, this is his initiative. And a big part of that, of course, they're not disclosing the entire plan.
Activist. So yeah, he always doing stuff like this.
Yeah, they're not disclosing the full plan, which is smart, because obviously you don't want to let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. Killers do move in silence, okay? But I will say this. There's a lot of land that's being bought up right now. A lot, okay? And with interest rates being as low as they are on in the housing market, it is a great time, not just to purchase a home, but more importantly, to purchase the land, okay? And in purchasing the land, depending on how it's structured and is done, the system, the government can't come in and claim eminent domain, okay? Again, depending on how it's done. Now, I won't get into all of that on this live.
Yeah, that's state differences, because I know in states that I've lived in, you can't, if you have a structure already on it, then the land will be on it too. You will buy that plot of land with that structure on it. So
absolutely.
Yeah, but before I move from this, I played this on Saturday on Twitch. It's called Exterminate All the Brutes. It's a 4-part series. I played 2 parts. If y'all ain't familiar with history or you don't want to read or do this or that, this break down a lot of the reasons on why and how we got to where we are. And it shows how the Europeans looked at people as less than human. And that's a basic way for them to not have a guilt complex for doing what they did to people. And how, you know, Hitler's inspiration of what he did to the Jewish people came from what America did to the Native Americans and different things. And he said, well, they exterminated the people. Yeah, they exterminated a group of people and took the land over. Hell, that's what I'm going to do. You know, and all kind of different things. And so, you know, it's a system of looking down on people, and that helps you deal and sleep at night, basically, with doing evil things. I mean, it don't exactly say it that way, but in a way it kind of does say a little bit about that. And that's kind of messed up that they was doing that. And while I got this other thing pulled up, this is basically that's why I like to have you on. And I had this article, and I got a lot of stuff I don't normally get a chance to get to because I'll be talking long enough as it is. People don't want to hear too much as it is. So I've been trying to get to this for like the last 3 or 4 shows. But, you know, this is one thing. Teaching personal finance to kids can help close the black wealth gap. See,
absolutely.
There's no education on that.
Yeah, most people are told don't get a credit card. Most people don't have a bank account until they become an adult or something. Most people don't know how to save, don't know nothing about investing and stuff, you know, and that puts you behind the 8 ball. You an adult.
Definitely does.
Yeah.
It definitely does. And Jay, I agree with the point that you always bring up. Michael, I understand it's not being taught like in schools, but I heard this this TED talk not too long ago. As a matter of fact, I think it was Warren Buffett who said it, but whomever it was made a very appealing argument that why would schools, which is a part of the system, teach you financial literacy that's going to empower you to become an entrepreneur and hold your own when the system is designed for you to be a worker, not an entrepreneur. So no, we should not even be looking for schools to teach this. And to Jay's point that he always making, this is 2021. All of us walking around here with these cell phones. The information is absolutely there. As a matter of fact, before I even hopped on this live, I was on YouTube looking at a 2.5 hour long video about trading because I'm getting into day trading right now. Okay. And no, that was hard as hell to sit through for the last 2.5 hours. But because this is information that I need to know so that I can quit this 9-to-5 that I have by the end of the year, then that's what I'm going to do. So yes, empower your kids early. If any of y'all have kids right now, I implore you, please, 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 please. 2 things, especially if you have small kids. If you have small kids, definitely invest in that Gerber grow up plan.
Yeah,
please do that.
Yeah,
because that's easy money right there. And if you do it while they're young, the premium per month is very low. By the time they turn 18, they can actually cash that policy out. That's money right there to get them started with their life. The other advice that I would give to you, and the regulars already know because I say it all the time, if you guys have some decent credit and you have a credit card with a limit, anything really over $3,500, it does not matter how young your child is. Add your child as an authorized user to your credit card because it builds their credit profile up for them. They do not have to wait till they're 18 to start building a credit profile. If you manage that authorized user card correctly, your child can turn 18 and have an over 700 credit score. And from that point, they can build their own credit and get their own high limit credit cards.
Right. So do that instead of putting your AT&T bill and phone bill in their name.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? To put the bill that you're going to actually pay in their name. And
That's
this
already
right here,
doing
I
the
was
crazy
showing.
times. There's plenty of podcasts or
Absolutely.
information out there that
Yeah.
from by Black people who like they speak our language, so it'll make it easier. So I know you say you had to sit there for 2 hours listening. If you search up those podcasts, they speak our language and it'll make it much easier to digest to get into that market. Because I started trading like about almost a year ago, and I was scared at first, but now that I'm more comfortable with it, I'm more confident in what to buy and how to go about it. And one more thing, Jay, before we get off this whole thing, I'm a student. Like I like history a lot. So one of my favorite figures is Martin Luther King. And one of the interesting thing about him is during the bus boycott, when then they went about a couple of weeks without using the bus, and because the whole bus company
About to go out
millions
of
of
business.
dollars. The one
Yeah.
thing he said that he regretted, the one thing he said that he regretted, he wished that they would have took that money, that instead of not spending it with the bus company, start their own bus company and
Right.
build businesses in that. So
You know that was
right
his next
before,
speech, financial literacy, before he got killed. He was about to.
yeah,
Of course
the
it
whole
was,
million,
Jay.
I think it was the poverty mark. I forgot the name, but
Yeah,
somebody write it down. But
it was something like that. Poverty is.
um,
Yeah.
one quote that Martin always got to me was, "I feel like I'm leading my people into a burning building," because he had the right intention, like fighting for equality, fighting for peace. But he said we cannot do that unless we have economic foothold in this society, because they're not going to
Yeah.
take us serious if we don't have economic spending power to force change and make them do what we want. Because if we
Yep.
don't have no money, they don't have to listen to us. They don't. If we don't have,
Yeah.
we can't. So that's
Yeah.
something that
Got
really
an
got to me
unpopular
every time.
opinion.
And this is the
Yeah,
result
Lamar.
right here. This says, and I just put the link to this article in the comments if y'all want to read it. But it say, access to education still is unequal, and the impact is clear. In 2019, the median wealth of Black households in the United States was 24,100, compared with 189,100 for white households.
Okay.
189,000.
Again, let's go back to this system. So like you said, Jay, 1964 civil rights. Then you got the good old boys joining the doggone police force. The good old boys and the government collude to bring drugs into the community. You get the crack epidemic in the 80s. You got all of these single mothers now because either dad is out strung out on drugs or he in prison. So now, you know what I'm saying? All of these 80s babies then grew up. Teen pregnancy is sky high in the Black community. Drug use is sky high. Prison is sky high. All of these records out here and statistics that they're talking about is sky high because the system is doing what it's supposed to do. So now you got these kids that grow up. Some of them go to college, some of them don't. You know what I'm saying? For those that do go to college, okay, you can get you a little mediocre job in the late 90s, you know what I'm saying, making $30,000 a year. You think you're doing something. But remember, you came up in a single family household. Mama might have more than 3 kids. She might have, 6, 7 kids. So you the only one that went to college. You got a job. Now everybody want to eat off your plate. Okay. And you don't want to forget about nobody because that's the wrong thing to do. So now, you know what I'm saying, you breaking your neck trying to make sure that everybody is good. There is no wealth. Okay. There is no wealth. It is going to be a point, seriously, of the civil rights era when you used to see them doing those marches and they had their arms crossed and they were forming that chain. It's going to take each one of us to do our part in order for all of us to get out of this. I can't just do it. Jay can't just do it. We all have to do it. And I have an unpopular opinion about something. I think integration is the worst thing that happened to the Black community. The reason why I say that, I really want somebody to tell me how in the hell the integration helped the Black community. If we had stayed segregated, okay, I honestly believe that it would have been a point that wealth disparity would be there, okay, because all we would have had is us. It wouldn't have been a point of us being able to solicit all of these other businesses. And basically it would have been a point of the outside influences not being able to penetrate our community. Mm-hmm. But they use the integration as a weapon against us because even after exactly
Yeah.
and it is
I think
still
Jim
working.
Crow should have been abolished, but we should have still kept our businesses. You can still go and support and shop everywhere else, but people shouldn't have lost
Exactly.
their business and went out of business, and now you only have other options, you know.
Exactly. That's why the Asian community is so successful when they move over here, because they are centralized in one location. Okay, I live in Atlanta. There's a popular road here, Buford Highway. Buford Highway is basically like an international drive. You got Chinatown, Little Mexico, Little Cuba, all of that. And they literally have everything in these shops. They got the bank, they got the realtors, they got the food, the grocery stores, and so on. They don't have to go outside of their community to sustain their lifestyle. The Hispanics seem to have that mentality down.
We got
all
that
incorporate
the barrel mentality.
Exactly. But again, because we as a people have been so beat down through our journey in this country, which this is not me avoiding the accountability of us, because we definitely have our role to play. But y'all know me, I like to get to the root of things, okay? I want to peel that onion layer all the way back. Why are we in this situation? We didn't wake up and say, you know what, man, forget my brother Jay. I ain't about to support nothing he doing. I'm going over here to SA. I'm going over here to Brad. No, that came about as a result of all of those things I just named. Jim Crow, civil rights, drugs, prison, all of that. Another unpopular opinion, and I'll shut up after this. I told my daughter I don't want her going to college. Straight up.
You don't want
She's
her
graduating soon. I don't want my daughter going to college.
College is a scam.
Okay? No.
Yeah.
I told her, unless she was going to college for something specific, like she wanted to be a doctor, a teacher, or something like that, where you have to have the education to get the license and all of that, I don't want her doing it.
Right.
And that doesn't seem to be her life path. So listen, by all means, figure out what it is that you want to do, that you can start on your own, because I do not want you going out here spending, you know what I'm saying, $40,000, $50,000 on a piece of paper that ain't worth jack these days to get you a mediocre job.
You should do like Graham Stephan. Tell your daughter, like I tell my son, Graham Stephan, like I was in real estate at a young age. You don't have to worry about no bills. You don't have to pay to get a realtor's license. You can start selling homes. It's hard in the beginning when you got a family and bills to pay, but if you're 18 and you got that leeway, then you can learn and earn, and then you're building equity. Is always, even with ups and downs in the market, people are always gonna need a place to stay. You know, that land and that house will always be worth something. You could get a home equity loan, you could rent it out, you could get it Section 8. There's always options.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, for those out there that's young and you thinking about this or that, like she say, if you're not going to be some executive or some specific trade, and you just go because everybody say just go to college,
I do recommend learning a trade. Learning a trade,
absolutely,
like electrician, heating,
absolutely,
something that people will always need. So if there's another pandemic like this, you always have a skill that's useful. You always can make money, and like you will never just go start your own business, honestly. So getting a useful trade, I recommend every young man and women, if you have the time, go learn the trade.
Absolutely. And you know, they say, to your point too, Michael, that within the next 10 years, there's going to be a massive shortage of skilled trade professionals out there, because of the fact that nobody's going to school anymore to become an electrician, a plumber, and so on and so forth. And like you said, that's going to always be needed.
Yeah, they made people think that those
are not even long.
Hands dirty are bad jobs.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's not. Like, you're gonna always need somebody to fix your plumbing when it go wrong.
Absolutely.
You always need somebody to fix your furnace and your air conditioning when it goes wrong. That's always.
And you know what? It would be real smart of you if you have brothers and sisters or whomever. It don't even have to be your relatives, because I'm kind of funny about business and family. Chris, to answer your question, is Mexicans. What you could do is what I'm doing right now. I'm also getting into real estate investing. My nephew I'm in talks with him right now and helping him set his business up, his landscaping business, landscaping and moving. Because when I start buying these houses, you're going to be my go-to person if they need a mover. And you're going to be the landscaper for all of my properties. My brother, okay, you know how to, you're an electrician. So if I ever need anything for the house, and it's just a family business, like we're going to keep this in the family. Okay. And this is something that we can hand down from generation to generation. And we're providing each other with jobs and financial stability.
Teaching
so look,
how to fish instead of giving fish.
Absolutely. Definitely. I'm gonna tell you, you rock with me, you definitely gonna learn how to fish because you ain't about to ride off my back.
Yeah, I know that's right. Hey,
I'm too cute for all that.
You only get one fillet of fish up out of me. Then,
dude, why you still eating fillet of fish?
Because we said
why you still eating that?
That's why you only go get one. For one, I ain't about to get you no salmon. I ain't about to get you a salmon, so you only go get a fillet of fish out of me. It ain't much fish, it ain't that tasty, and it ain't that fulfilling. So you better learn how to get your own salmon, because that's what I'm about to get is some salmon. So I don't know what you about to do. I get you a can of tuna. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I got some. I ain't eat it yet, but I got it on deck.
Oh, can I change the subject for 2 seconds since you just brought that up? Just a quick thought. All right. Hey, y'all. Shameless plugs. Look, if y'all don't have an air fryer, please get one. I just bought one last week.
Did you see my video about my air fryer?
I didn't. But I don't know where the hell I've been. Because that air fryer, Lord have mercy, my salmon was bussing.
Oh, yeah.
So get you one.
And it's healthy.
Yes, it is.
That's all I use actually to cook is air fryer. Like the chicken I ate today was made in the air fryer.
Yes.
So, you know, yeah, that's all I use. Man, you can't go wrong with that. Let me see. I'll show y'all this before I get ready to go. We've been talking almost 2 hours now, so I ain't gonna keep it too much longer. I know
Chris,
people.
We have a lot of Ghanaians here as well. You know, Atlanta has become definitely a melting pot. Everybody and their mama is here. We have a huge, huge Jewish population here, like massive. Yeah.
Yeah. Chicago is very diverse, but it's segregated. But that's also a natural thing that people like to live around people they know and comfortable with. So that ain't always negative, but the problem when you are that way is you don't get to know other people and how they live, and that ain't nothing to be afraid of and stuff.
Absolutely.
Just like I talk about what happened in the neighborhood I grew up in with white, but it was 3 white families on my block that never moved. That was cool as hell. Used to treat me nice. Lived in, you know, the whole life they lived there. I've been in their house, treated me. Nobody would mess with them. They didn't mess with people. And like, you know, everybody didn't fly, you know, have the flight and leave because they was racist, you know. Now, that's what, 3 families on a block with 30 homes. But they was cool as hell, and ain't nobody do nothing to them. And they didn't never say nothing negative to me or any of my friends. One of them was a Boy Scout, used to wear the shorts, and he was real fat, and he'd have it pulled up to his belly button, and we would laugh.
You a hot mess, Jay.
He would have his socks pulled up, but hey, he never tried to recruit me.
You a mess. The Jews live in a city called Dunwoody. You may hear it referred to often as perimeter, and from what I've seen, a lot of them seem to be in the medical profession.
Here go my air fryer video. I just looked, damn, it's an hour. But also I did the unboxing of the air fryer that I got from Best Buy. And then
which one is it?
It's the Insignia. It's a big one. Okay. It's a 5-quart digital stainless steel air fryer. I'm reading it in the description.
Jay, I like your little beard. You go ahead.
I just cut it off recently.
Yeah, I like your little beard. You need to grow it back.
I said I was gonna, that's the most I ever let my beard grow too. I say, I'm not gonna shave until this pandemic over. I'm like, man, this shit taking too long, man. I said it all over the place. I had to cut this off, man. I'm looking old.
Savannah is beautiful and it is a nice place to visit. However,
keep it cute. The scruff, the little scruffy chin.
Had a little Billy Goat gruff.
You so silly.
This wasn't that long. This was in November. This was just 5 months ago.
I'm gonna have to check you out, see what you be doing over there with that air fryer, Jay.
Yeah, I put the link in the description box below. So
okay, look at you.
Yeah, y'all could
but
check
look,
it.
y'all, listen, in closing with all of this, you know, just a message to us, since, you know, everybody likes to throw our transgressions in our face, which is really a stupid argument. I know we had to block the troll, but I really wanted the troll to keep going because I was so ready. I'm mad that you did not let me sink my teeth in. Like, I'm really pissed off with you about that because I was ready for this. But
I got some trolls for you. I put a link in here for you to see where some trolls is at on my Officer Tatum video. They still comment every day, and they love to say, he must be right because he got more subs than you. He destroying your channel.
Anywho, of course, we have our issues within our community. We have issues that we need to absolutely work on, by all means, no questions asked. I would just really implore us, number one, especially to the men, and forgive me if I'm out of line for this. I can only go based off what I see and what my experiences are. But it would be real nice if y'all started holding each other as men accountable for the things that go on, like violence against women. You know what I'm saying? In our community, we kind of glorify, you know, oh, if your girl talking too much, you know what I'm saying, you pop her in the mouth, then hey, you know what, it's all good. And no matter how much women stand up about it, it's like it falls on deaf ears. And I think the reception would be a lot better coming from another man. Okay, because I can't check a man like you can check a man. So if I could implore any of y'all to do anything, I would say let's start right there by holding each other accountable. If you see your brother out here doing some messed up stuff, whether he stops doing it or not, the fact of the matter is you definitely need to hold each other accountable. And the same thing goes for us women. Like, we got to start doing a little bit better, a lot bit better, okay, about the way we show up in the world. Like, let's stop with all of this ratchetness. You know, it's one thing when we keep that type of stuff in house and we're amongst each other. But since that's the narrative that's already out there about us, when we show up in the world like that, it does not help. As a matter of fact, it just exacerbates the issue and make people say stupid stuff like, see, I told you. Okay, that's not cool. And then
modern rap is horrible.
Man, don't get me started on that. I ain't even gonna entertain that right now because I can go on for an hour about that. So I'm not gonna do it because I know y'all
yeah,
but
that's horrible. I don't like to blame music in movies, but
stop it.
It does work though.
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely, it does. Last thing, I'm gonna shut up, Jay. I'm gonna let you have your show back. Also, I don't know if any of y'all or how much y'all watch the news or whatever, but pay attention. Pay attention. Pay attention. What am I talking about? Y'all notice that they put those high fences up in Minnesota, and they didn't put them up because of Daunte from yesterday. Those fences were up. I think they put them up Friday. Okay. Mm-hmm. Why are they putting up fences, people?
They gonna let them
telling y'all, all hell is about to break loose. Y'all thought Rodney King was something? All hell is about to break loose. If this man walks, all hell is breaking loose. So I say that to say, get the house in order. Literally, go to the store, get whatever basic supplies you need, just in case it does go completely to the left. You don't have to come outside and deal with it. Huh?
Is the trial about to end?
Yeah.
A couple months before it ends.
No, this is the last week I heard.
Yeah, the judge said that he wasn't going to sequester the jury Friday because they would have to be sequestered over the weekend, and I guess he didn't want to take their weekend away from them. So Monday will basically be the start of when everything goes over to the jury. Yeah. But like I said, they already got them fences up. And that right there, y'all remember what they did with Breonna Taylor. It was kind of the same situation after it came out that her family had gotten that settlement. Well, y'all know George Floyd's family got their settlement as well already. And so anytime you hear stuff like that, you already know what's coming next. And it doesn't make it any better that now Daunte has happened and the veteran issue has happened. Corey, no, they haven't called it. The defense is not presenting their case yet. I think today was the prosecution's final day, so I think the defense starts theirs tomorrow, and it'll be very interesting. But like I said, according to the judge, we should be finished with all of this by Friday, and then Monday they'll go into deliberations.
Mm-hmm. I just smiled if y'all was wondering why, because I just gave them a thumbs down for saying they love this dude. But I was listening to you too. I was listening.
You know what? The beautiful thing is, what goes around definitely comes around. And the coming around, in my opinion, how that's going to happen is going to be the collapse of this company. Well, hell, I guess it is. Let's not act like the United States is not a business. But
literally every city is a corporation.
Absolutely, it is.
I mean, that's not even a secret. It's a corporation. You all need to look it up if you didn't know. It ain't even hidden. It's incorporated, and it has a date. Like you can look at what town or city or village, whatever you live in, it was incorporated. That's
Well, I think it'll be brought down to his knees, because the world has lost all respect, whatever little bit of respect they had for the U.S. And I mean, I don't know what kind of social media you guys have, but it's all over the place with people from other countries really constantly like, United States, what's really going on with y'all? Ain't nobody looking at y'all like no beacons on the hill. And I really just don't feel like that applies to us as Black people. Okay. Because I don't think we are visible enough like that to the rest of the world, unless it's trauma porn like what's going on right now. But nothing successful, nothing that shows us in a favorable light. So yeah, I think the world will deal with America. I really do. And unfortunately, we'll reap some of that in a negative way because we're here. But hey.
It makes me sad because I live here.
Yeah.
And I'm having selfish reasons, like I don't want to have to move or flee or try to cross wherever to do what I would really hope we could get it together in this country. I know that's wishful thinking. I'm not really an optimistic person though, so that's really weird for me to be saying.
You don't say. How do you know that? For real, I learned something new about you today, Jay.
I'm not optimistic at all. I don't never really see stuff changing or getting better, or people be like, well, I would do this or that. Or even like I was telling you when my father was saying about whatever. I'm like, man, you ain't going to be able to change this, or you can't do that or whatever. Like, I don't really see, but I look at evidence and historical data to come up with it. I don't just be like, that ain't going to happen, because it ain't. No, I'd be like, well, it's so many problems to fix. It don't seem like it's going to work that way. But like Mike's favorite person and historical figure, Martin Luther King, say, the arc of truth and justice may be long, but it bends towards
baby. Best believe that. Yes.
Yeah, so I would like to believe that at least. And I hope that is the case. Then to think it's over.
Yeah, that's another one of my quotes that I love from him.
Yeah, but if you look at biblical proportions,
progress is slow. Progress is slow, but as long as we're moving forward, that's like this brighter future, ahead.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. So, and Montana, you got a good point. Yeah, it felt like the last days sometimes. So, and like you say, it was before it was written, and a lot of stuff from Mark of the Beast and this. And I don't like how they trying to, separate people that took the vaccine from who did. And you can't do this or that unless you show these papers now, or this or that, or you're gonna punish me now, or do this or that. I mean, it's just, man, we have 1,000,001 ways to divide, don't we?
Absolutely, we do. And if we are going to talk about what's written and it being the last days, I don't know how deep in the words y'all done got, but I'll say it like this. Although we are in the last days, we still got a long way to go as far as what has been prophesied to happen in the last days. We are just at the beginning stages, honey. This is like the pre-game. We ain't seen nothing yet.
Right. It'll get a whole lot worse.
Locusts, famine, what I'm saying? Wars, all kinds of stuff has happened. The 7-year reign of the Antichrist. Listen, Chris, what I said about Savannah, I said it is a nice place to visit. Yes, you as a Black man would be safe going to Savannah. Just be aware that Savannah is not necessarily the most friendliest place for Black people. Okay. They still stuck back in like 1958 in a lot of ways. But would you be safe going there? Absolutely. Tybee Island is beautiful, and I think you would like it. So hey, hit your girl up if you decide to come down here. And hey, neighbor from Rex, I forgot what your name was, but come through, Clayco.
Chris, I see Chris and Jay is having a little fun over here about this Colombia. My mother actually, when she retired, moved to Central America and lived there right now. And even though I could go and live there, and she got a nice house built, a pool, all kind of stuff, I don't want to live there right now. Like, I still want to live in America. So,
why?
Because that's where I'm from.
I'm messing with you, Jay.
I know. No, that's a good question. Maybe somebody else don't know. It's cool. I done told her that ain't no secret. I'd have to diss it. I've been there and it's beautiful. And if I had $1 million, like if I got that 1.2 million, like old girl, I'm out.
Well, when I win the 220 million Mega Millions tomorrow night, I'll be sure to go ahead and shoot that over to you. You want me to cash out or Venmo?
Whatever way is convenient for you. I will find a way to get it. Okay? You say what, Mike?
I hope she beats that case, man. Free her.
Yeah.
She still that money. She prayed to God for a blessing, and God blessed her with $1.2 million. So
what are y'all talking about?
And then she went and bought a Hyundai like a dumbass.
What y'all talking about?
So I did a story yesterday about a woman that got on her TD Ameritrade account. They deposited $1.2 million in her account.
I heard about that.
Yeah. So she tripping though, because like I would have like, why are you trying to buy a house and sit around here and do some stuff? That's your ticket to get the hell out of here. And then you could have told your people, your friends and family, hey, come live here. I got you. I'm a millionaire. And like in Central America, like where my mom lived, that's like having 10 million. That's like having $10 million. You can have people working for you, not to say like you want a plantation. I'm just saying like you got like people helping you clean your house and shit. You can hire a chauffeur. You can like have people like you can do stuff like you ain't got to be going to work every day no more. What the hell? She was a 911 operator. Like she's a damn fool. She was never going to make 1.2 million. She'd have to work the next 40 years.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's time to get the hell out of here. My mom don't live in Colombia. That's South America.
No, Stoney, I haven't started my channel yet. I'm still contemplating what I want to do with that. I'll be completely transparent. I have some fear about the situation. Don't ask me why. I can't get over it. But I mean, yeah. I'll be around. You can always catch me on J channel. Dropping that knowledge. I think I like the camaraderie versus on my own. So yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well,
but
hey,
you know it don't stop.
That's true. That's true. And make sure y'all come through Wednesday. When she got the time, she come through Wednesday. We can really talk a little more too. So you know.
I got some hot stocks for y'all this week. So yes, we will be doing this and doing it well. And hey, y'all, final thoughts. I can get my butt up out of here.
All right, Mike. Appreciate it.
Peace out, Jay.
Bye, Mike. Have a good night, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Y'all make sure y'all learning an extra skill while we're in this pandemic. Like, in so many ways you guys can empower yourself financially. It's ridiculous. I mean, it really is. Seriously. Don't sleep, because these folks out here getting richer and richer. You know, they said last year Jeff Bezos increased his wealth by like another 32 billion or something like that during this pandemic.
That's a damn shame.
32 billion. But these folks, yes, but his employees making $15 an hour at the warehouse and refuse to let them have a union. Come on, man.
Well, they go to Alabama and places where it's not much education, and then they tell them how the union is going to take your money and work against you.
Exactly.
And they buy into it like, you know, they don't know it. They don't know any better. You know, whereas the union for everything ensures you get benefits and don't get exploited. Yeah, you got to pay a little. I mean, how they going to work for you without you
Absolutely.
don't pay?
You got to pay to play.
Yeah, for real. You get something
Absolutely.
for your money. So I got to join my actors union, y'all.
Yes. Come on through, actor. Well, it is 12:50 where I'm at, and I got to be up in another 6 hours. So it has been real with you guys. I love y'all. My black brothers, just in case anybody told y'all from, you know, your black sisters, I love y'all. I absolutely do. Y'all, please be careful out here. And just, it's not a game. It really isn't. You know, these folks don't care nothing about killing us, and it shows. So even though, you know, you may not have done anything wrong, you encounter that situation, just try and be as calm as possible. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what we should be telling our kids about how to deal with the cops. I have no idea. Okay. I'm like, look, we've done all the complying that we can do, and the outcome still ends up the same. I can be sleeping in my bed, and the cop can come kick my door in and kill me without impunity, or with impunity, I should say, and get off and keep his pension. Okay. And probably come out a millionaire because somebody done started a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, listen, I don't know what the freaking answer is. The answer is stay prayed up. That's what the answer is. That's all I can offer at this point. I don't know. But
I agree. And on that note, hey, be safe. And like she said, be careful. And we out. Peace.
Love y'all.